Hi there, and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. I'm Dave Dubeau, your host, and this week we've got two special guests. One for our business breakthrough, and that is Grant Bell. Again, another gentleman who was at our recent massive implementation bootcamp. And Grant's done a lot of work with connecting with people over the phone. He's done some of that for us, so he's going to share with us some tips and techniques on how to connect over the telephone. I've also got Steve and Diana Burgess, two more of our massive implementation bootcamp graduates who are long-time real estate investors who've got a lot of experience with dealing with tenants and toilets. So they're going to share with us a couple of strategies on how to find the best tenants for your properties. And for our Mindset Minute, we're going to wrap up with talking about your slight edge. Stay tuned. All right, hi there everyone. This is Dave Dubeau with Canadian Profits TV with Grant Bell. How are you doing, Grant?
It's my pleasure, Dave.
Great to have you here. So Grant's just wrapping up. He's one of our students at the Massive Implementation Bootcamp. We're just wrapping that up. Yeah. And Grant's also got a lot of experience doing consultative sales. So most recently, actually doing some work for us over the phone. So I wanted to ask Grant, what's a really good way to warm people up and make that connection when you can't see them face to face? How do you make that connection with somebody you don't know over the phone?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's something all of us are going to struggle with. I think one of the things that I look for first and foremost is trying to find a commonality right out of the gate. Something that you can start to build that relationship with people, helps put them at ease, get to know them. You know, this is a sales business. We want to get to know our clients. We want to get to know the people that we work with. And so, you know, there's easy tactics that you can do that. But if you're sincere and you have a sincere interest in the people that you're talking to, people are going to pick up on that, and doors are just going to open. It's just going to easily.
So what would be an example? Let's say I'm here. Let's practice. Turn your back. This is a way of practicing telephone sales. I remember this from God knows where. So we're on the phone. You call me up, and you're going to create a little report. How do we do that?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'll say, hi, Dave. This is Grant Bell from Canadian Profits. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Grant?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
Excellent.
First of all, I just want to make sure this is a good time to give you a quick call. Just wanted to follow up on some of the things that you've been learning with Dave. You got a few moments to talk?
Yeah, I guess so. Sure, if it doesn't take too long.
No, that's perfect. Great. So first of all, why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself and why you got involved with Dave's program? I'd love to find out what your motivation is, what your whys are.
Okay, good. So you're asking questions, you're trying to elicit response. Okay, good. So
and then I can follow up with that. Whatever, because I'm listening as much as I'm asking. And so what I'm listening for is going to cue the direction I'm going to go with those questions. So,
so I like the idea of rent-to-own because it's a way to make money while doing a win-win transaction at the same time.
So what does that mean for you? When you say win-win transaction, what do you like about that?
Well, that means that I'm not just stealing houses from the old ladies.
Perfect. Good. Good. So it tells me that you're sincere, that you enjoy working with people, that you sincerely have a heart to help other people make their lives better. Is that what I'm understanding?
I like to think so.
Great. So what sorts of other things do you like to do outside of work that motivates you and keeps you moving forward?
All right. So you're trying to create empathy that way and connection.
Exactly. And if they're going to talk about their family, talk about their kids, talk about their church or sports or something else like that, that gets them thinking more along the lines of the why are they doing this business, then it's easier for me to take the direction of the questions that I'm going to be following from there. I can go down that path and create those aha moments, create the head nodding, and moving in the direction that you want them to go.
All right, so it's not just the obvious questions, it's the unobvious questions to get the real reasons behind things.
And again, it's the sincerity that you're looking for. People will pick up on that. If you're not sincere, you know you're being sold on something. It's generally showing people that you care, that you have an interest. One of my favorite sayings I learned in sales a long time ago is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's all you're trying to do.
Thanks for the tip.
My pleasure.
Right.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, hi there everyone. This is Dave Dubeau with Canadian Profits TV. I've got two special guests with me. I've got Steve and Diana Burgess. They are two of our massive implementation bootcamp students. They're here in Kamloops taking the training. And I asked them to share with me some of their tips and suggestions on working with tenants. So actually having tenants apply to rent a property from me, because these folks have been landlords for quite a while. How long have you guys been in the real estate business?
Oh, about 10 years, I would say.
10, 15 years, something like that.
A long time. You forget how long it's been. So damn long.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So Diana, you were telling me a little bit earlier about a really good tip on pre-screening tenants. So can you share that with everybody?
Well, what I do is when they give me references, I'll ask for reference either their not their last landlord. I'll usually ask for their previous one before that, and I'll also ask where they're working, how long they've been there, and if they've had 3 or 4 jobs in the last 3 months, I don't want them there, because they will just not pay their rent, or they'll just move out on you.
So how do you know they're not giving you BS references?
I check every reference.
Okay.
I phone every reference. Doesn't matter where they are.
Uh-huh.
I phone them.
Okay, so the trick is not asking the last landlord what they think of him, because
They're an angel at that time.
but the one before that will tell you the truth.
Yes,
All
usually
right.
that's the way it works.
All right, and you had a good tip about how to pre-screen them as well.
Usually when they've come up and they've signed all the paperwork and we've got all their references, I usually go out and I try to find a piece of paper that I need them to sign anyway, and I'll go out, and if they've driven up, I'll look in their vehicle. If their vehicle is a mess, you know that the house is going to be in a mess.
All right, so that's a tricky little tip there. Make an excuse to go see what their vehicle looks like, and if it's a pigsty, chances are that's how they're going to treat your rental property. Thank you guys very much for the tips.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so for our Mindset Minute this week, I want to talk a little bit about a book that I'm rereading called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And I want to thank Steve Ruff for reminding me about this book. It's been a few years since I've read it. And this is, I highly recommend this book, because this shows us not so much the how-to, because again, we tend to be inundated with how-to information, especially nowadays with the internet and everything being so readily available. It's what to do with the information once we've got it. How we can start implementing what we already know in order to get that slight edge, which makes such a huge difference in our lives. So if you haven't read it, I highly recommend that you check out The Slight Edge. And in upcoming episodes, I'll go a little bit more in depth about different concepts that Mr. Olson talks about. That's your Mindset Minute for this week. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV, and I want to remind you that our upcoming summer Rent-Own Profits Summit is coming up in July 26th through 28th. If you already have invested in the Rent-Own Cash on Demand system, again, this is a free event for you. You can check it out at r20profitsummit.com. If you're one of our very valued Creative Profits Club members, again, you are able to come to this event for free with a guest. Check it out at r20profitsummit.com again. And if you aren't one of those two, you should be, and you can check out how to get involved with that at the website as well. So hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.